Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, let's talk about Boss Bottled in Motion 2022. Yes, 2022. It's been rebottled, repackaged, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's been reformulated. The original came out in 2002, and it's in the shape of this one here. This is not the original. I will be redoing this one here. This is a really good fragrance, this one here. This is pretty solid as well. This one, however, is classed as an Aromatic Spicy, and I'm not alone when it comes to this video. I got a newcomer, a new friend. And this guy, we have been busting each other's balls, and we've created a pretty good bond. His name is Al from the Frag Lad. So, Laddie, take it away.
Hey, how we doing, Chad? Thanks very much for having me on your channel, dude. And apologies in advance to your viewers for my Northern UK accent, but I'm not going to filter it. Thanks again for having me on your channel, and thanks for allowing me to express my opinions on this shared review that we're doing right now on this particular fragrance, Boss in Motion, the 2022 edition. First of all, you may have noticed, elbows up, Canada. And through our conversations, I've come to understand why. So I thought I'd show a bit of solidarity, brother. I picked this up so we could both review it. Just got it off eBay. It was just a partial going for sale on eBay. And I'm wearing it today. Let's summarize the pros and cons before I go into my experience of wearing it and the scent profile, etc. So, pros, inexpensive. I don't know what it translates over to in Canadian dollars or American dollars, but I seen this at full price for around about £40. So it's inexpensive. And another pro is that it smells fantastic. Nothing groundbreaking, you know. It isn't anything unique. Nothing that you haven't smelled before. Cons. Oh, this is weak. I'm not one to completely write off a fragrance due to poor performance. I think that there's a place for everything, you know. I got around about 3 hours max of noticeable wear, and you've really got to douse yourself in it if you want some sort of noticeable projection. I'm afraid it is very subtle. You can notice it, like I say, if you douse yourself in it, spraying on clothing, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Like I say, I'm not one to normally write something off due to poor performance, but if this performed better, it certainly would go up in my estimations. That being said, there is occasions in which this would be ideal for. If you're just nipping to the shops or doing a bit of shopping, you know, grocery shopping, or you're just heading out with family for a couple of hours. Gym scent, ideal, actually. You know, those kinds of occasions where you're not really relying on something with above average longevity and performance. So it is appropriate for certain situations and certain occasions. The overall scent profile is really, really nice. I've just got a couple of sprays in the air right now. Oh, yeah. Sprayed it on this morning because obviously I'm doing this review. And as soon as I did, I was like, I really enjoy this scent profile. It's a creamy citrus, almost like a creamy orange. So that might remind you of like I think you have them over there, creamsicle, yeah? And it might remind you of things like Chanel Allure Homme, the original in a clear bottle. It might remind you of things like that because it reminds me of things like that. In not much time at all, that sort of creamy citrus sort of like fades back, and then you're greeted with a dry woodiness, which, I mean, you can still smell the creamy citrus, but it's not center stage anymore. That dry woodiness sort of takes over, and that then is followed up by some sort of green undertones. I pick up like maybe vetiver. There's certainly some woods in there. It's musky as well in the deep dry down. There is a green aspect to it, some sort of herbaceous nuance that's in the dry down also. To summarize, a creamy citrusy opening that leads into a dry woody mid and then falls into a herbaceous green musky base. It's a pleasant wear. It really is. It's weak sauce. But as I say, you know, there are occasions in which it'll be suitable for. And I will wear it. I'll never get through that because, you know, I'll keep this in like my work bag, or it'd be ideal for the gym bag, for my work bag, you know, topping up little spritz. Not to say that it doesn't smell good enough to be worn in a slightly formal occasion, but, you know, for the expense of it, I would just say, you know, this is a casual throw in your bag, take with you sort of scent, which is pleasant, very pleasant in fact. Nothing at all wrong with it other than the performance. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up for me. Boss in Motion. It's all right. So thanks very much, Chad. Thanks for having me on your channel, mate. It really does mean a lot. And if your subscribers want to jump over to my channel, have a look, have a bit of a poke around and see if my content is something that they want to keep viewing, then that'd be great. So thumbs up, elbows up. Take care, buddy.
Al, thank you very much, and it's been great just bonding with you and getting to know you. Alright, so I'm going to probably keep my video a little bit shorter because he said everything that you need to know. However, knowing me, I'm just going to keep going and going because I have a tendency of not shutting up. Top notes are going to be bergamot, violet leaves, pink pepper, and basil. The mid is going to be nutmeg, cardamom, and cinnamon. The base is going to be sandalwood, musk, and vetiver. So what are you going to get from this one here? Bergamot is listed as a note. It's not that. It's orange. You get a lot of orange. The orange in this is juicy. It's sweet. But here's the thing, as Al said, you get this creaminess, like a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle. And I really do like this. There is this Sunny D orange drink vibe as well. Very mass appealing, very easy to wear. This just kind of like brightens your mood. Makes you feel good. But within a few minutes, the spices do come in. I get more of the nutmeg and the cardamom. I don't really get the cinnamon, with a little bit of green basil as an undertone. The base itself is woods and musk, so probably a little bit more sandalwood than vetiver. This overall smells great. I really like it. I wish that I got the original years ago because apparently that one smells really good as well. But for what you're smelling, this is really good. There is the downfall that I'll address, and that's the longevity. This is super light. I am not a dick when it comes to my sprays. I would be considered a sissy sprayer because I'm not insecure and I don't need the world to smell me before I enter the room. And I'm not all about the compliments. If I get a compliment, great. If I don't, it doesn't break my day. But with this one here, you most certainly gotta go a lot heavier on the applications. When it comes to these freshies, I do 5 or 6. Even with 5 to 6 sprays, within 3 hours, this is gone. I've had to go up to 12 to 15. And that's not me. Just to get a little bit extra longevity. So 3 hours with 5 to 6 sprays, with 12 to 15, I was getting no more than 5. And this is not a banger in the projection. When I did the 15 sprays, yeah, because my wife was sitting right here while I was in the other room. My wife smelled me just because I really want to get a better feel and I want that a little bit of a kick. My wife was not feeling that first 5 minutes. She says, whatever you're wearing, I don't like. And I says, it's fresh, it's clean. And that's what it is. But the opening can be a little bit harsh, I guess, for some people. This is made for the summertime. You're just gonna have to go a lot heavier on the applications. This is feel good. This is white t-shirt and jeans, barbecue, beach, pool parties. For the sake of wearing a fragrance, if you want to wear it to school, by all means, I think it's a good fragrance for a young guy out there because it's not going to break the bank. $25 to $40 Canadian in British pounds, quid. This would be like 20 to 28 tops. That's excellent bang for your buck. But you're just gonna have to just reapply. And it's okay if you just go through this bottle because it's not expensive. shitty performance. That's the major drawback. But the smell just smells great. This is what summer smells like. For me, that orange, that creamsicle, I picture the beach for the most part. This is just sunshine in a bottle. So that's pretty much it for Boss Bottled Emotion with my buddy Al from the Frag Lad. Please make sure to check him out. His link will be down in the description box below, including all the other Hugo Boss fragrances that I've done. This is one of the brands that I've talked about the most because they got some great offerings for good prices. So check those videos out if anything interests you. What videos to watch next? Well, why don't you check out right here, and if you like this very video, please drop me one of these. I thank my time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.